Yo, it's DaBLackKing, and welcome back. Welcome back to DaBLackKing Plays Final Fantasy VII. And apparently, that our next two limit skills, our next enemy skills, are a little bit further away than what we have here. So, it'll be a long while. And anyway, I'll meet you in the game. Welcome back, one and all, to Final Fantasy, the game. Even though DaBLackKing is still playing it, which is me. That's neither here nor there. So, anyway, last time we did a few things. We learned some skills. I have also updated my material list, and as you can tell, I've actually done some things off stream today. And I'm uploading, or re-uploading. It wasn't taken down, but because it disappeared off the upload page for 95, would you believe? And I don't remember the title, but I will title it later. Right now, the important thing is I get it uploaded to BitChute, because that's what I'm trying to primarily focus on, is BitChute, where I'm trying to record and upload to, even though I'm uploading mainly to YouTube until I permanently moved over to BitChute. Because right now, though, I gotta say, for anyone of you out there who's watching me on YouTube, YouTube is becoming like a dead zone. Like, a lot of people are actually leaving YouTube. Like, you would not believe how many people are actually leaving YouTube. So, yeah. And there is a game here I own. I will not be recording it or anything because it's on console only, but I can get the game because I own it and I can record it. It's called Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I'm not going to be doing, I'm going to leave that one to DaBLackKing. It'll be his official first PlayStation game, probably one of the only ones. You know, he'll be tackling a lot of RPGs, ones that I won't be taking care of, but at least he'll be also taking care of some sports ones. He won't be doing any Final Fantasy that I'm doing, unless it's on Nintendo, and even though it might kind of look the same, but there would be a lot of differences between the two of us. For one, it's DaBLackKing and not me. Two, they're on Nintendo and not on PlayStation. Three, it's different versions. A lot of it will be the same, except for Final Fantasy VII. All the way up to 9, because that's about as far as I can go until I can get a better way to record for PlayStation. I will venture out, and I can do that for PC, but I'm going to try and get up for PlayStation 2. I'm not going to promise you to be anytime soon. I'm not even going to promise you right now, but as soon as I can get a PC going, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get all my PlayStation games together, and then I'm going to, turn around and start venturing out into PC games. One of them I do happen to like. It's my favorite game. I wouldn't say it's my favorite game of all time, but it falls under the favorite list now. I've seen it. I want to play it. I did not spoil myself too much on it because the whole thing left right now is for me to experience it myself and to play it myself. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's a secret project that I'm not really working on at the moment, but at least I know I can play it. I'll probably have to pay for it, but that's fine. I'll pay for it. Now, this is going to be coming at a time when I'm able to afford it. So, yeah, at least we can consider that there will be PC games I would be playing. There will be some PC games that DaBLackKing will be playing himself. Like, probably horror games, because nothing scares me. At DaBLackKing, well, his reaction will be priceless. Trust me, you don't want my reaction and be like, is that supposed to scare me? Wow. I mean, I suppose I could do one game just to prove how much I'm like, What is this? Are you nuts? You trying to scare me? Ooh, I think I'm really scared. When I'm not really. I mean, come on. DVD campy? Oh, yeah. I'll leave that stuff to him. So, anyway. And we were going to do a joint project of our own for, like, Dino Crisis, but that's not going to happen now. Because Dino Crisis, I'm not even sure I want to play. Oh, yeah, I remember now. The remake that they were going to do, they're threatening to make a remake of Dino Crisis. I don't like that. If anything, they should have continued it on for like PlayStation instead of making it Xbox exclusive. Now, I'm not saying no game should ever be on Xbox. I think it was Xbox. I can't remember. But I do know that when it came to Dino Crisis, you were playing PlayStation, and if you ain't got PlayStation and you wanted to play the next title, which wasn't on PlayStation anymore, then you weren't playing Dino Crisis. As far as I know anyway, because I haven't never actually even played the game before. I do own the copy. I might have to get me a new fresh version of it, but I own it, and I intended to keep a collection of these things because I like Dino Crisis. However, I'm not too fond of the Resident Evil series of the controls. The controls absolutely sucked balls. That's why you see me struggle. And you might see me struggle from time to time anyway because of how cold it is. And that's not an excuse for me not to play. If I could stop dropping the phone, that would be nice. Because yes, I'm playing this on a mobile device. But anyway, I will meet you outside later. Pretty much, there's nothing really to explore. I went to the Mount Leibelheim reactor area. I thought there was some kind of material there. Speaking of which, you know what? Let me just be right back. There you have it. See, this is what I mean by the upload page, because it actually has its own upload page to upload to. So, yeah. Anyway, the reason why I'm here is because I want to look at my material page. I have 3 of them up here for reasons, because I got guides going up here. One for, like, naming skills, and this one for this. So right now, we already had the Death Blow, which I can't believe that's the first one up in the list, but that was a little bit later in the game. I have not been successful in finding the secondary enemy skill for Junon. Forgotten Capital, Chocobo Sage. There's actually supposed to be 4 of these, which absolutely means nothing. And when you get an enemy skill, the best thing to do is just like, if you're going to do them, you make damn sure you have 3 of them. And I know that there's a few skills you could actually teach the other characters. I don't know if you can teach them all, but I know that you can get them to learn it from your own enemy skill from whoever you chose first. Whether it's Cloud, Barrett, Tifa, Ares, anybody on the list. Anyway, so we already got Manipulate. We have, I think there's supposed to be something else in Rocket Town we need. We have the Steel. Oddly enough, you can actually get Steel from somewhere else. I don't remember where it's at specifically, so don't ask. Slash All. Now, that's one I need to find in Ancient Forest. Now, let's see. We have Chocobo Lure. You actually have to have Chocobo Lures if you want to continue on the game. Normally, that's what you're supposed to do anyway. Counterattack, we do have that. Yeah, we can get it as a Chocobo Racing Prize, which I'm not going to bother with a cover. Got that. That was actually one of the first items in the game, believe it or not. Enemy Away. Okay, we're not going to worry about okay, as you can see, there's items right here that are in Chocobo Racing. We're not going to worry about any of that. Unless I get absolutely good at it to the point that I can do it. Because a lot of times I might get something, and that's only off a chance maybe to 1.5% chance. But then again, my luck's not that good, even though I don't really believe in luck necessarily. I just know that my luck isn't the greatest. Even though that I don't have a luck. So, anyway, long range attack. We got that. Wait, I think we do. We'll look over here in a minute. Magic Plus, Cape Past, Forgotten Capital at the bottom of the long ladder. So Cape Past. Huh. Mega All, floating in Livestream Geyser, Northern Crater. What's it talking about? I don't even know about that. Again, more stuff in the Gold Sorcerer we're not going to worry about, but the underwater, yeah, there's something else to do with something that's way later in the game. So also, we're not going to worry about that either until way later on. So let's see. Ah, yes, the one of them right there. There it is. Barrier. That's the one I want to get. I've never been always successful in getting it, and I always forget where it's at specifically. Like, I could have sworn I got it somewhere in Midgar or something, but it wasn't, I guess. We did get Destruct Comet. It's not like it was something we got. Let's see. Contain a white chocobo. Why does the white chocobo have so many items you can get? I never understood. I never really, not really understood. I didn't really notice that either. Huh, that's alright though. It's cool. No, I don't have a problem with it. The only problem I do have about it is not knowing, because I don't think I've ever been able to get all of those. I believe I remember getting, like, contained from somewhere else. But anyway, yeah, we got Earth. Ah, there's another one, Exit. I don't know. That might not be all that useful, because the Exit is only useful in some games where they have, like in the Final Fantasy universe, not to spoil anything for you, but we have dungeons you can get out of that. Exit's not really something you can use that I'm aware of. Then again, I have never really used it that I can think of to get out of dungeons. I've never noticed it. I think it can work only on battle, but we'll have to see when we get it. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You can also get fire as early as possible in the game if you don't know that already. See, full cure behind item shop Cosmo Canyon. Now, I don't think I ever got full cure. I can actually go back now if I want to. Cosmo Canyon Gravity, we got that. Heal, we got. Yeah. Okay. Let's not. Okay, the ones that are on the list that we're not going to worry about as well as the ones that we already have, like lightning, ice, fire. Okay. Yeah. Already have that. Already have that. Shield. We don't have. Something we'll have to worry about later at some point. Time we already have. Transform we already have. And you might want to consider, you don't have to, but obviously mastering out whatever material you can. And then sell it off. And keep only one. Keep only one, even if it's mastered already. Doesn't matter, just keep it, because it comes in handy. It's actually more better off when you're mastered anyway, because it's for different things. Even though it's percent chance is not always 100% chance, even because of that. But it comes in more handy than having it at the level you get it at. But, and I wouldn't go out of my way to go cheating to get it, and you could, but I won't. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, see, Alexander is going to be a bitch to get, and because I've been through it once already. I know I've had him before, I just don't remember. I doubt I ever did what I did before. And I know for a fact I haven't. But the first time that I can actually count on the record is when I actually learned how to do it, and the second time is going to be how I'm going to show it off, and it's not easy. It's a bitch to get. Dropped by Dragon in Temple of the Ancients. Okay. I know where to get Neil Bahamut. I've forgotten about him because I know I've had him before, but I've never had, Bahamut Zero. Blah, blah, blah. And apparently you can actually do a combination. Doesn't exactly always work, but it increases the attack of the spell that each GF has, or summon monsters, whatever you want to call them. But it also depends on what they are. Like Holy, if you can even manage to get a hold of one. I know that there's one in the game. I've never actually been able to get it myself personally. I don't mean like with Ares. I mean there's actually one somewhere. Unfortunately, I've never been to get it. And so yeah, because he's actually Holy Elemental. Bahamut, not so much. Either one of the Bahamuts, there's not going to be any. I'm just going to spoil this for you right now. You can't put anything. Hades, you could put like fire with him, just like Ifrit. Rounds of the Night. I don't think they have anything spectacular. Kajada doesn't have anything because he has that one I've had plenty of times, and sometimes I miss out on him. But that's the one in the forest. It's actually the Ancient Forest, I think it's called. Well, anyway, Kajada has elements, but because he has more than one, there's no way to link up all the materia to him. So to even increase his power. But in order to increase him, you just have to just level him up. Like Odin as well, it doesn't have any element to him. So he's not really much useful in the elemental department. But he's still useful as far as being a guardian. Titan, he's got Earth. So I would recommend that you equip Earth with him if you're going to do a combination. I don't even always consider that a possibility. This is actually, believe it or not, fun fact, first time I've ever considered even equipping them with that. The very first game that actually introduced it was, believe it or not, Final Fantasy X, the game I actually hate. Oh yeah, I hate. And again, it's not because of all the other stuff that's in the game that I hate. It's because of, well, for one thing, the way the airship's set up. And I'm not talking about the way who's ever in control. I don't care about that. Hell, there's always been somebody who's actually generally in control of the ship, the captain, like Sid or some other dude. That's not the problem. The problem is the locations. You can only have a select few locations. You can't just go over areas like you used to. And land. Anyway. Added effect. Got that all. There's pretty much a bunch of walls in this game. The more there is because of when you master out the all materia. The all materia is not always useful when you have to think about sacrificing room. So, but anyway, I want to keep that in mind. And then there's counter. Now, counter is a command. I did not know that. I actually had to look it up. I've never had it before. I don't think as a matter of fact, this is the first time I've ever even had counterattack. If I've had it before, I don't remember ever having it. But, yeah. And even when I played before to get Alexander, I never had the counterattack. So, I don't know. If I did, I don't remember having it. Anyway. Magic counter. Blah, blah. Sneak attack. Now, that's something I don't have. Never had. Steal as well. I don't remember having that either. But, yeah, it's probably possible. I know that I've been in the flames, but it actually has to do with something to do with later on in the game. Now, I thought it was early as possible because I remember getting as soon as possible as I can get over to that point. But no. So, anyway. Yeah. So, anyway. Let's see, Chocobo Farm. There's summons I've never even had before. Phoenix I've had before, but I haven't always had the chance to successfully have Phoenix. And unfortunately, though, I could have sworn it was the first time or second time you beat the place. I don't know, at some point. But it is to do with another place way later on. I mean, not another place. The same place as that, but you had to wait until later on when the main storyline events actually happen. I did not know that. Same thing with Ultima. See, Ultima, I could have sworn you can get it as early as possible. So, yeah, even I make mistakes. And I'm not even the great at remembering every little thing, even though I played it so many times. And I'm just now discovering things I've never even known about, or even how to get them. Restore. Make a reactor. Okay. So, right now, I think I'll go ahead and head back there and see if I can't find, what is it called? Full cure. Alright. See you later. Well, looky here. Would you look at that? It's almost uploaded completely. It's 77%. I'll wait a little longer. But I'm probably going to have to cut this video short as well because I don't want to put it on too long because of how much space I actually have. Once this gets uploaded, I'm going to delete that file because it's already up to YouTube. In fact, both files are up there. I could easily delete one of them, but I don't want to until I get the other one uploaded as well. And that one's a little bit less time. They both almost equal an hour. Just about. One of them actually a little bit more closer. But, you know. Anyway, later. And I should also point out now that I actually have Climb Hazard. You know, it's actually good for that dragon. Because it makes it a little bit more easier to handle. As well as having all the summons with me and just beating him down pretty fast. Because he can be a pretty tough opponent. Unless I have quite a bit of HP, then I'm okay. I can pretty much survive. I mean, he can't really, you know, unless he gets a bunch of turns in and blah, blah, blah. Then, yeah, just like any enemy can. Even a regular enemy. Alright, later. Now, it would be odd if I actually encountered that dragon on the bridge, or any bridge, for that matter. But anyway, I should also point to you that if you're worried about giving limit breaks and you don't want to fight enemies that are too strong, or you're just not in the mood to fight, well, just keep running, and there will be ones that will definitely attack you, like the ones I've been, and they'll get your limit break up. So, like right now. And speaking of limit breaks, well, it's true, I could go ahead and go over to limit 3, but there's no point right now, because later on it would make me overly powerful where I'm at right now in the game. At some point, I will be going up to there. But it really doesn't matter because they're all pretty much strong. Braver is going to be weak as hell. It's still a good limit break, but it's still going to suck. And not just because it's a level 1. Well, actually, it is. It's level 1. But as far as its counterpart for level 1, yeah, that's going to be really strong. It's not going to suck at all. Because what that does is it freezes the opponent. It paralyzes them for a little while. It gives you an opportunity to do things. But there are some enemies you want to paralyze in a different way without that. Because, you know, like Materia Keeper. You could freeze it. But a lot of times, depending on what your level is and how much further how much you've actually played this game, you're gonna be wanting to do level 2, even with Climb Hazard, which actually be better. But you know, either way, and if you don't, make sure you just have level 2, because if you don't, you won't survive. Because what it does is when you put the paralyze command with limit 1, he actually whips out the shrine, and you can easily die from it. And believe me, that's how I got my butt whooped. That's from the Materia Keeper. Anyway, the reason why I don't want to go to the next level, because like earlier I could have, like when I had limit 2 unlocked already at the beginning of the game, I could have just switched over and said, yeah, I don't really need to. I mean, I have done that. But it's just not the same without getting all of them. So, but either way, it's just too overly powerful where you're at. And while you could do that, and it can be a little bit fun, but it's just not worth it in other senses. Anyway, later. I gotta go into town and buy some items anyway, so yeah. Anyway, I'll see you a little bit. So, yeah, I'm uploading the next episode. I already had deleted the other episode. And I could have uploaded this one, but there would have been no point. It would have been corrupted. Because I'm still in the midst of recording. Anyway, later. And that's not to say that all enemies actually will get your limit break up unless they're actually attacking you or doing some kind of a spell that will. Some enemies will just like try to put the stone on you or death. That won't actually limit, you know. Some of them are enemy skills and that you can actually learn if you haven't already. So like Destiny, you can learn anytime at all because there are enemies that still use it. It's weird, but anyway. Stone is not something you can learn, which is weird to think it would be, but it's not. Anyway, I'm right here at Cosmo, but let's go over some items, like, real quick here. again, I forget to push the right. What? Anyway, I pushed circle right there, if you can tell. For some reason or another, it read it as X, I guess. But anyway, look at that. Counterattack, cover, counterattack. I went ahead and put those together. I'm not sure if they link together anyway, but they might. I don't know. Didn't look like it to me. But anyway, I got steel. And look at that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait a minute. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 13. I could have sworn I counted 14. But either way, it doesn't really matter because that's how many we actually have. So, I forgot to count them last episode. That's the reason why I'm doing it. In case you're wondering why I'm counting, because I am, and I'm trying to know what number we're at. You know, not to say that you're stupid or anything. You're not. I'm sure you can count it yourself by looking at the screen. But, yeah. And there's things I may have misspoke about. Some other episodes I don't remember. I'll go over them as I go along. But either way, I'll see you in Cosmo later. Yeah, you know, I could have sworn you got to get behind her, but maybe I'm at the wrong time of the game to do this. Well, either way, I guess I can't get it right now. No, stop it. What are you doing? No, alright. Well, I guess that's the end of that thing. I'll have to look up how to get behind it, because even I'm not sure how you're supposed to activate it. It's probably a little bit later in the game. I don't know. Wow. Anyway. By the way, there's a trick when we get a certain vehicle, motor transportation. We're going to leave it here. And the trick actually is involving chocobos. And I will go over that because we're going to be leaving this vehicle, this buggy, somewhere else. At least for the time being. Other than that, enjoy the show. Later. You know, I could use the Chico, which is the only way to even do this, but I'm not going to. Especially because most of the time I will be battling, it's just a lot of times I won't be, depending on what the enemy is. But, you know, or like if I've already fought it like so many times or whatever and I don't want to fight it no more. Anyway, the cheat code is no encounters. And I could do that, just like in Final Fantasy IV. There's actually a cheat code for that. But I'm not going to do that here. I have used it, and I will no doubt be using it from time to time. And in order to reactivate the enemies, you have to take out the cheat code and go to another screen or move around. At least depends on. I think it has to be. No, you actually have to go into another screen, come back out, and whatever. But it depends on how long ago it's been since you actually, deactivated the thing. I guess I'm not sure. That's from what I understand about it. But either way, I'm not going to do that. I will. I'm not saying I'm never going to do it, but I'm going to because it just would save me on a lot of time and effort because A lot of times it could be saved by actually going and just bypassing the enemies instead of having to run into them constantly when I don't want to fight them. If you were doing this on a regular console, the only way to do that would be uh, to make sure that you have that cheat code. Because some Game Sharks out there, they do have cheat codes for Final Fantasy VII, but unfortunately, they don't have all of them. Like the one with Ares. Now that I will go over at a later time because that involves something to do with Ares that I don't want to talk about right now. And unfortunately, the thing about her is always make sure. I'm just going to make this point clear. Always make sure that once you're done with her, no matter what you do, like if you go ahead and get out her limit breaks, because she can actually, this is the odd thing about her, she can actually learn all her limit breaks early enough. If you take out the time to grind her to death and make sure that she's, but make sure she's protected, and then when she gets strong enough to fight on her own, you just take out everybody in the battle, because as you know, you have to have a party of 3. But anyway, then let her fight on her own, and just basically have her do that. And so yeah, but once you're done with her, like whatever it is that need to be done with her, make sure before the set events, which I will be going over, that you have nothing on her. Like any of the spells that you can't get back or anything like that. Because there are things we cannot get back, and like especially the weapons. I mean, there will be. She has to have at least one weapon. She doesn't have to have any armor on her, no, but at least one weapon. And I would suggest it be one out of so many that and make sure you have a lot of them, and the weakest weapon you can possibly imagine to put on her. Otherwise, it's going to be not worth it when you go to do certain things later on, and I will go more over that when the time comes. Because, even though that, well, I'll go over that later. The part that I'm going to tell you right now has to do with her as well, and the word need. And just keep that in mind. I will tell you more about it later. I don't want to spoil it for you in case you haven't already seen it, but either way, later. And as you can tell, I've saved. So anyway, this chocobo trick that I was mentioning, I've never really thought about doing it ever. So yeah. But other than that, I do recommend it because you don't actually have to do that. You can just let the story events unfold in a certain way that something happens to the buggy. And I'm not going to tell you what that is because I'm already spoiling it as it is, and I don't want to spoil too much for you, but let's just say I hope that what I'm accomplishing with it will stop that effect from happening. But either way, I'll see you momentarily. And as you can tell, I'm actually outside of the cave. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run to our next destination, and then I'm going to save, and then I'm going to call it a video. Well, you know what? Let's just run for a little bit first. See what kind of monsters we can get into hold over here. Ooh, a new enemy. Man, it looks like it does so far a little bit of actually, combining the two counterattacks. Crown Lance. Couldn't manipulate, okay. Alright, later. Here's some new enemies, I think. Yeah, battery cap. Like I said, they'll definitely put up your limit breaks. Alright, later. Aha, even more new enemies. Well, alright, see you later. Alright, as you can tell, I've saved, and before I go, I managed to steal some tasers. I'm not sure what I was stealing from those wolves, but that one dude, I stole a nut from. Somebody I did. I stole a nut from. So, barely can steal nuts. Not the kind of nuts you're thinking of. Get your mind out of the gutter. The kind of nut I'm talking about is something to do with chocobo breeding. Yeah, I know. Spelled the same way, but it, you know. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know the name of it, but let's see. I missed it because I had it on fast speed, but you know. Wow, can you believe this is what we have? It's 5 elixirs. You know, if you save up all of the rare items, you still wouldn't have enough. Some items that are rare you can actually buy, but it won't be till some time later in the game. So, anyway, and that right there is one of the things. Similar armed attack soldiers 12 in the set. I don't know how you're supposed to find anymore. Still haven't yet to look that up. I keep forgetting to look it up. But either way, about all we have here. Might have been a Sarah nut. I'm not sure. I just know it was a nut. And if you're hearing that in the background, I don't know what's going on because it's not the 4th of July. Or the New Year's. Anyway, I'll see y'all in the next episode. This is DaBLackKing Plays Final Fantasy VII. Bye-bye.